Welcome back to another episode of Table Talk, episode 10.
Go to the Super Bowl. Go to the Super Bowl.
Lions, listen,
Go to the Super Bowl.
I love everything about this team right now. I truly
If
do. There's not,
Sunday night, if Sunday night wasn't an indication that we were that we're not going to Super Bowl, I don't know what is. I mean that we are going to Super Bowl.
that's,
I don't know what is, bro. I
listen,
don't.
our offense played terrible. We've been talking about, and you and I had this conversation the other day on the phone. The Lions have not made mistakes.
They made a lot Sunday,
Essentially, everything that could go wrong on offense went wrong on Sunday, and we still won.
and you still win.
And we didn't
That's
even
the craziest part to me.
our brand new edge rusher. We gave him the day off because we said we like you. Go take
Yeah,
the week
we need you
off.
down the long stretch. You heard what Campbell said in
I
the
did.
his press conference.
I
He
did.
got Z has to play 11 more games for us.
11 more games. Evan, what week?
And
What season is it?
last time I've checked, there's only, what, 7 more games, 8 more games in the regular season.
Yeah.
So
So where are the other ones coming from?
Detroit will riot, bro. I
Listen,
have to be there. I'm there for it.
I would I'm all for it. I want to make that very clear right now.
Yeah,
There's gonna at some point we're gonna have to have like a watch party for these Lions games for real.
I agree.
Because it's gonna get to the point where it's out of control if we
I
start
agree.
winning some serious games here. It's gonna be great for
Yeah,
the
it's
city, though. I don't want to jinx nothing.
gonna be great for the city, man.
It's looking optimistic though for now, for the future, everything coming forward. I'm super excited for it, truly. But
What were you thinking as you were watching the game on Sunday, Zach?
I was not confident we were gonna win that one. I'm gonna be very honest. First of
At
all,
what point were you not confident, or were you not confident like coming
I think
in?
after Goff's first interception, I'm like, oh no. You know, and then he threw another, and then I was like, okay, this is not going at all. And then
Mm,
Carlton Davis had the two picks, and I was like, okay, hold on.
yeah.
Um,
Then he threw another pick.
threw another pick and another. But um, listen, I think that the Texans, I want to talk about them for a second. They played like we thought they would play at the beginning of the year. They really played
Yeah,
very well. I
I agree.
huge shout out to that. I think the left tackle or whatever his name is, who strip sacked his own quarterback. Oh my God, that was.
That was
I was watching.
hilarious.
I watched it live, and I'm like, what?
What does he do? What was
I
he
was
doing?
laughing.
I kind of like couldn't even have a reaction to that. I was just like, did I just see him like
Like
do that to
I,
his own teammate?
I get what the thought process, right? He wanted to get the ball, try and go get some positive yardage.
Yeah.
Except I don't think that's a play you practice in practice. And when a 300 something pound big 6'4" lineman comes at you and strips the football from you, not much you can do. It's that was not. I'm sure that guy got chewed out in film, very very much so.
Probably.
But
Probably.
what did you think of the game?
Kind of the whole thing, Zach. It's just coming, first of all, I'm always nervous for Lions games, but coming into this game, I was a little more nervous because we're off of like what, 7 straight wins, 6 straight wins.
Yeah,
Coming into before Sunday. Yeah, 6 or 7 straight wins. And coming off a big win in Green Bay. Initially, I thought we were going to lose. So I picked Green Bay last week because I thought we was going to split
yeah,
everyone in the division. Bad weather, crappy weather, golf hamburger, helper gloves and everything.
yeah.
So like I was just like, okay, well, since we didn't lose that like last week, after halftime, I was like, yeah, it might be kind of good. Like, okay, that's fine. We dropped a couple games in the season. I didn't expect this to go, 16-1.
No,
So I'm like, yeah, it's a game. We're gonna bounce back next week.
it
It's all
is.
good. It's fine. I definitely Golf had a horrible game. I would like to say though, in my book, he threw 5 interceptions, yes, but 3 of them were like two of
Yeah.
them were tipped. One of
No,
them
I know
got
exactly
tipped
what
by
you
a
mean.
D lineman, hit up again, and like a
That is
safety came running
that
down.
that, that is the definition of a Madden or NCAA college football video game.
Exactly. I
That
agree.
is never happening. Okay, like
I
nine
agree.
times out of
Like
ten, it's just hitting the ground.
that's not gonna happen. And then I don't count the Hail Mary at the end of the half either. Like you
No,
threw it up in the
that's a
half.
shot.
So
Like every
yeah,
team's going to take that. Most of the time, it's
exactly.
probably going to be picked off. It can't really. So then there's three interceptions. I'll count.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe even
Yeah,
two.
the two was the other two. He did throw in the harm's way, and you can't do that.
Yeah,
But yeah, but I thought it was a it was like a roller coaster of emotions for me. But if this like isn't the biggest indication that the Lions are going to the Super Bowl, I don't know what is. Because we have like what I think is just like a crazy deadly combo. We we're good. We're a great team. We're great. I'm not even good. We're great.
Absolutely.
And we have luck. It's like you don't do that. You don't walk in to a division leading Texans team, throw 5 interceptions, and still win the game. That is
No, you're
absolutely
absolutely
absurd.
right.
That's absolutely absurd. Now, I will say, yeah, we had luck with the 5 interceptions, but second half, our defense played lights out. That wasn't luck. We shut them down bad. I definitely think the Texans made some. It's not like they were like against Dallas after halftime, they just like put their head down. All right, next week,
Yeah.
on the next week, guys, like they were done. No, the Texans were still fighting. They wanted to win that game bad. I don't know if you heard after they lost to the Jets on Thursday night last week, they had a 2-hour team meeting
Yeah.
with
No, it was not even a team meeting. It was a players only meeting.
right. Players only meeting for 2 straight hours, coming
Yep.
off of 10 days of rest. That the odds were against you the entire time, and you
They
still
were.
won the game.
They
You
looked
still won the
very
game.
good as well. I want to emphasize that, the
They were
Texans
good.
looked good.
I'll say this. They were a great first half team. If the Texans want to do anything to go far in the season and deep down the stretch, you have to score in the second half. Did you know 5 out of the
I
last 6
know.
games they haven't scored in the second half?
It's insane. That's truly
That's
that's
horrible.
not feasible to win games.
That's you can't. No, you can't
Right?
win like that.
Like
But
I get you're missing some star players on offense, being your
yeah,
two top receivers, but that
still
doesn't
can't happen.
you still need to march the ball and at least kick a
Yeah,
field
that's
goal.
not a recipe for success at all.
Crazy. I mean, on the
But
topic
there
of
is
field
this.
goals, I
What you say?
on the topic of field goals, I want to mention Jake Bates.
Oh
That
yeah, I
man
was gonna. Jake
is
Pace is just a dog.
he's
It's not
amazing.
even.
There's how many, like truly, how many kickers you think could go in and do that twice, right? That's such a
No,
stressful
not
position.
even Justin Tucker. Justin Tucker doesn't even look the same this year. He can do that twice.
Justin Tucker's not playing like the Justin Tucker we know. I think he might be slowly on his way out here.
Yeah,
Obviously,
he's a
maybe
Hall of
the
Famer.
Ravens are
He's
going to
fine.
keep him around as long as he wants to be around, but he
Yeah,
starts missing
he's a
field.
Hall of Famer. He's fine.
On the note of missing field goals, I know you saw Young Hoku miss like 3 of the 4 field goals
Mhm.
this past Sunday
I
as
didn't see
well.
that. Yeah, I did see that. Did they
That
lose? Did the Falcons lose? I
I
forgot.
think so. I actually don't
I forgot
remember.
who they played. But anyway, yeah. So it's like the line. It's just they have this recipe of being a great
They
team and
did
also
lose, yeah.
having little luck. And it's just like who they lose to?
Saints.
You're right, they did. Anyway, so they have this recipe of being a great team and having luck. And that's like honestly, in my opinion, you can't every good team has a little bit of luck.
Of course.
Take your Giants when they beat the 07 Patriots. Yeah,
Yep.
the undefeated Patriots in the Super
A
Bowl.
little bit of
I'm
luck.
not gonna say they had a little bit of luck and they got it done. They won.
And a
The
helmet
best team,
later.
arguably one of the best teams of football all time, didn't to not,
Oh,
not win a
yeah.
Super Bowl. Probably the best team of all time to not win a Super Bowl.
I agree. I mean, they were
So it's
undefeated until that
just
point. It's crazy. Not many teams can actually do that.
I
Um,
agree.
the
So
Chiefs
I keep
seem
putting
like
this
they're gonna do it,
emphasis.
but
Yeah, yeah, that's true. I keep putting this emphasis on luck, but you really actually do have to like watch the game and see what the Lions are doing, especially in the second half. First of all, yeah, Goff had mental errors and 5 interceptions. Zach, that would absolutely like F another quarterback's mind up. Like
absolutely.
he wouldn't want to throw it. Goff stood in the pocket. He kept slinging the rock. And yes, he threw 5 interceptions. He made some crucial throws. JMO made some crucial catches.
I
That
was
was
just gonna say
big.
JMO had a good evening.
JMO, I will take that game from JMO every
Of
day and
course, he's
twice on
he's he's
Sundays.
redeeming himself a little bit there.
Heck yeah, I agree. I
He
was
needs
very
to do,
I
in
was
all
happy with JMO.
honesty.
That's fine. If those are two, I'll take that every game. He had 2 catches,
Yeah,
made huge catch. One getting sandwiched, other one he like bobbled and concentrated putting in. Carlton Davis 2 huge interceptions, and one of them was clear touchdown. If C.J. Stroud didn't throw it up to the moon, all he do is have to like just laser it to the touchdown and he scores.
yeah.
But CJ Stroud coming from 20 yards away to intercept it. It's like, yeah, they had a little bit of luck, but the Lions also played really, really good. Brian Branch
Our
was a
defense.
dog.
I don't know if you saw. I think we're the
Branch was a
#1
dog.
rated um, what is it? Passer defense. Like
hmm
it's Aaron Glenn is going to get a head coaching job somewhere, right?
Branch
It's
was a dog, bro.
Branch is
Too.
insane.
Like
Kirby Joseph's insane. I don't think there's really a bad spot in our defense right now,
D
right?
line. Uh,
I mean, I that's just because of injuries though, right? Like I just mean like fully healthy.
yeah,
I think we're in a great place, especially now that we got Za'Darius, Hutch healthy. Like if Hutch was healthy, it'd be wraps already. But
oh no, Hush was healthy. We be Super Bowl
we got to live with the
best odds
reality
win
that
Super
he's
Bowl.
not, right? He's
It
not
is
going
what
to
it is.
be
Yeah,
active this season.
unfortunately, unfortunately.
I don't think he should, in
Yeah,
all honesty. Um,
yeah,
but I think we are showing more. I don't think we're really showing any negatives right now, which is
we're
crazy to say.
not.
Because if you looked at our defense last year, there was so much that needed help. But we have a
Yeah,
complete
I agree.
secondary essentially.
We do. We have a complete secondary. We have a great 1-2, the best safety duo in the league. A great
Has
1-2
to be.
linebacker punch with Anzalone and Jack Campbell. Hopefully, getting Malcolm
Even
Rodriguez.
Rodriguez off the bench is pretty
That's what
good.
I'm saying. That's like I think we should hopefully should get him back this week, and then we're improving on the D line, and
Yeah.
that's all you can really ask for right now. But
Oh
that
yeah.
was one of the best, if not the best game I've ever watched. Not ever watched, but in terms of the nature of the game and how important it was and what you were able to do on the road against a division leading team. That was one of the, I think, if not the most impressive win I've ever watched a Lions team win. So
Of
that
course.
was
Yeah,
just
of
it was
course.
just a crazy game. It was
The
just a
stakes
crazy.
always
I
go a
know
little higher
just
when it's someone you're rooting for, right? Like I don't think I've ever been like stressed or locked in on Lions football in my life, right?
yeah, that's true. This is
Now
like
it's
the
like
first thing.
you can't even you got to watch everything, you know?
Everything. It's biblical at this point. Like you just have to watch everything. I don't know. It's crazy.
When they play like that, though, it makes it a little emotional roller coaster, but it's all good.
It does. It does. It does. But I don't see us losing the next few games, but that was just a crazy game. Words can't
What's
describe how crazy
the
it
schedule
was.
looking like? Do you know? I'm forgetting.
Jags,
Yeah, this.
Colts, Bears. I think, yeah, Jags, Colts, Bears.
Yep.
Yeah.
It goes Packers,
Bills?
Bills, Bears.
Packers, Bills. Yeah,
So
I
listen,
don't know.
I think we better beat the Jaguars, right? That's
Yeah.
has to.
This is
Colts we
another
better
trap
beat
game, though. They
too.
need to lock in.
Colts have
Yeah,
not played very well. That Colts have kind of just been mediocre the past, like, I don't know, probably since Andrew Luck retired, in all honesty.
I agree.
I've obviously fluctuated here and there. Um,
It's in the playoffs last year.
somehow that's not the Anthony Richardson we're seeing though.
It's not.
And he is starting again this week. I did see he's back.
He's starting for the rest of the season.
Yeah. Can you blame him? I mean, in all honesty. And then the Bears, Bears have looked a little rough, in all honesty, I think. Um, they're not playing to the potential we thought they would, you know. I saw I don't know who it was calling out DJ Moore because DJ Moore walked off the field.
Oh yeah,
Um,
against I think it was against the Cardinals when they played
yeah.
like
And like
last week.
he's a
Yeah,
rookie quarterback. You can't be doing that. They
yeah,
did just
that's
fire
good.
their offensive coordinator though, so we'll see what happens. Um, Packers at home should be winnable, right?
Yeah, it should be
Um,
winnable, but it's a
and
division. You never know.
Bills might be our toughest game left. Bills have looked really good.
Oh yeah, yeah. Bills.
I,
I think
really
we'll either
surprising
drop
enough.
the. I think will either drop the Bills or the Packers game because we played them like back-to-back weeks. So one of those
Yeah,
games we're dropping, in my opinion.
I could see that. And then we finish the season off with the Bears, but we do play the Bears for the first time on Thanksgiving, as our little tradition thing.
Yeah,
Um,
we never win Thanksgiving games though.
we don't. That's why I'm a little
Maybe
nervous
we
for
break
that
that.
one.
Maybe
But
we break that curse this year, but we never. I mean,
speaking
we've
of
broken
curse,
other curses.
since that like Peyton Manning skit video, I don't know if you've seen it where
Oh yeah, the Bobby
oh
Lane
yeah, I'm
curse,
uncursing the lines or whatever. We
the
have been
Bobby
a
Lane
great,
curse. Yeah,
yeah, we have been a great team. It's crazy.
yeah,
Like,
we have.
um,
It's been ridiculous.
I don't know. It's a little parody video, obviously, but who knows? Maybe there's a little bit of truth behind that. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of when this turn. I think to me this turn happened when it was like the 2022 season. I think we finished the year like 6-1 or 7-1. And that's
Yeah.
when it's like okay. And then you start last year off by beating KC at home. It's like okay, this team might be kind of good.
No, yeah. I mean, the potential's been there since probably since we drafted Hutchinson, right? Not because of Hutch. I want to make that clear. Like, it just all started coming together around the same time. And
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, people were making fun of Dan Campbell at first, you know? I mean, I wasn't sure about the hiring. You weren't sure. I know that. We weren't
Yeah,
sure what
everyone was
direction this would put us.
making fun of the kneecap. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, at the time, it seemed a little unserious, in all honesty. But boy, has it worked out. I didn't realize what kind of coach he would be, and he's the definition of a coach you want to go play for, no matter what
People want to
who you
come
are.
play to Detroit with Detroit for
Yeah.
Detroit, bro. You've never seen that
Never in my
before.
life have I ever heard someone
You've
say, I
never
want to go
seen that.
play for the Detroit Lions. And now you got all these guys saying it, right? We have a plethora. We can pick who we want at this point. When was the
Unpopular
last
opinion.
time any Detroit sport could say, I want you, not you guys, right?
Yeah, maybe the Pistons way back in the day. I don't know,
I don't
but when they
know if
were
people
like
wanted to play
decent,
for the bad boys though, like for real. They were hated.
they liked them.
Not
They
many
were
people want to
hated,
be
but
hated.
as a player, yeah, that's true. That's true. But I'm talking about like not like the '80s
Oh,
Pistons. I'm
you
talking
talking
about
about
like
like the '04?
the '04. Yeah,
Right.
like people wanted like to
I
come
mean,
play.
that team was crazy too. I wouldn't even say that team had the the pull that the Lions have right now. Because
No, I
if you
agree.
think about it,
I
that team
agree.
had like no all-stars at the time or something crazy like that. Or
That's
no
true.
all NBA players. And we still beat that team was the definition of an underdog for real.
Unpopular opinion. I don't know why. I feel like if we win a Super Bowl this year, if you give Ben Johnson maybe a little bit more money, why do I feel like he's going to stay as an offensive coordinator?
You know what I read earlier today
Like,
actually is there's no cap limit for coaches and coaching staff. So if the Fords want to up the ante, they could offer Ben Johnson a head coach contract. Same with Aaron Glenn, and keep
yeah,
them as coordinators.
I think that I definitely think that Aaron Glenn wants to be a head coach because he got interviewed
Yeah.
for it last year. So did Ben Johnson, and I think they knew they had unfinished business in Detroit.
Yeah.
But
I mean, it
I
was
feel
too
like
good to turn away. You
yeah,
see
yeah,
how
I
it's working
agree.
out.
Yeah, I think like last year, especially for Aaron Glenn, was like the appetizer. This is like the actual dinner, and
This is
he's
the main
proving to
course.
the
We're
country.
we're,
Yeah,
we're about to
he's proving
start
to the
cutting up the
country.
steak pretty soon here, you know?
Yeah, he's
Gourmet
proving to the
five-star
country.
restaurant.
He's proving to the country that he can do this. You know,
Of
he's
course.
without Hutch, you're still putting up like a top three defense. That's kind of crazy.
That's insane.
But
I
Ben Johnson, bro, I feel like he just wants to call plays. Like,
what he
call me
said. I
crazy.
don't know if you saw that in an interview the other day.
Yes, I
He said,
saw
I
that.
don't care
Yeah,
where I end up. I just want to be the play caller.
I just want to get
And
plays.
in
Bro,
all
I feel like
honesty, I saw a video.
being a coach,
I saw a
huh?
video of him getting like the game ball from one of our games, and he just seemed a little like I think I might have talked about this last week actually, but he seemed a little like socially awkward or something. It's like not the presence I think of when I think of a head coach, right?
Yeah,
And
I agree.
I think he's more of a amazing behind the scenes guy. I don't know how he would do in that,
That's something like with all the publicity and
you know?
everything on him. Yeah,
Yeah.
like Dan, like I can't see Ben Johnson doing a commercial for Applebee's, stuff like that. It's just like,
Not many head
to keep
coaches are
going
doing
to
commercials for Applebee's though.
that's
Let's be
true. I'm
honest.
just saying, like, with all the publicity that comes with being a head coach and everything, I just feel like Ben Johnson doesn't want, he's supposed to call
Oh,
plays.
I think he's more
I
of
feel
like a
like you give
nonchalant
him,
kind of guy, and if he like
that's
behind
fine.
the
That's
scenes,
perfectly
like
fine. And
yeah, I agree.
that's perfectly fine. Just
Because
slide
he's
him a
in a
little extra
position right
cash,
now.
slide him a little extra money.
He's really in a position right now where if the play calling doesn't go how we really want it to be, it goes on to Dan Campbell, right? We saw that in our loss against Tampa Bay, is Dan
Yeah,
Campbell took the blame for it, right? That's what you're supposed to do as a head coach, but
I
because
agree.
so there's really no risk, I'd say, for him right now
Yeah.
being here. So we'll see, you know.
Yeah. But
Um,
all in all, the Lions are going to the Super Bowl, guys. It's just
I
if
sure hope
that what happened on Sunday doesn't that's not supposed to happen.
it's
That's
not a true
actually not
reflection
supposed
of
to.
our offense.
This is not you're
I
I don't know.
actually I want to mention one more thing. Panay Sewell got a little bullied this past week.
Oh no. Daniil
I,
Hunter put the nastiest move on Peninsula I've ever seen in my entire life.
Daniil
That
Hunter
was
looked like
crazy.
prime Daniil Hunter on the Vikings. It was, dude,
That was
that
crazy.
was rough, you know. And then shout out what's his name? Petrie, right? Jalen Petrie, he played an amazing game as well. He kind of bullied us a little bit, but
Yeah, he did. We got bullied first half, but
no,
second half, we
100%.
punched him in the mouth.
Yeah.
He
Took
punched
his
him in the
cap
mouth
out while
bad.
we're but yeah, with that being said, I think we should get into our NFL picks here. Last week you and I both went 10-4, coincidentally.
Sweet.
Um, so the records have not changed
We're
indifferent.
still winning.
You are still, yeah, yeah, just a little bit. Um, but yeah, so we'll start off with Thursday night football. We got Commanders
Tonight. That's actually a
at
pretty good game though.
Eagles. It should be a good game. I might even watch that one.
I'm watching it. I have nothing else to do.
That's true.
Commanders at Eagles. Give me the Eagles at home. They're on terror right now. Commanders, I think they'll flip a fight. I think they'll come out like last second field goals. Commanders just lost to the Steelers at home last week. But I like the Eagles at home.
I was gonna
I
pick
feel
the
like they're the biggest threat to the
Carolina.
Lions in the I think they're the biggest threat to the Lions in NFC right now.
That's completely justifiable. I was gonna
I
pick.
want Eagles at Lions at Ford Field for NFC
That
Championship.
would be crazy.
Come
I
on.
want tickets for that one.
Oh, yeah.
I was gonna pick Commanders, but the Eagles rookie cornerback duo has been playing out of their mind, right?
Oh yeah.
Their
Mitchell
defense
and
is playing
Deshaun.
very well. Saquon has been
Deshaun.
playing ballistic. Everything is going right now for the Eagles, truly. So I'm also going to pick the Eagles here. And then we start the Sunday slate with Packers at Bears, a little NFC North action.
Packers coming off the bye week. They just don't look good. They just fired, I think, their offensive coordinator as well. Yeah, give me the Packers.
I'm gonna pick the Bears here. I think they're gonna figure it out at some point, right? You got to. They're too talented of an offense and defense, honestly. They're very well rounded.
Yeah,
They're too talented to be this bad, I think.
yeah, I
And
agree.
I think it's somewhere someone's going to step up. So I think it's going to be a really close game, though, in all honesty. So,
I think
but
they'll figure it out. I just don't think this is the week, or maybe even the year that they do. I think
that's
that maybe they're one more year out. Coming off of this is the first week without their offensive coordinator. Coming off that, I don't have too much faith.
on the topic of Bears, real quick. I did see a stat comparing Fields this season to Caleb Williams. Mind you, Fields has been benched the last 3 weeks, and Justin
Yeah,
Fields still has more touchdown passes. So
jeez.
that's it was only by like
Yeah.
one or two, but it's
Yeah, it comes with a rookie
so
quarterback. You got to let him. You got to let him
he'll
develop.
learn. He'll learn. They have
He'll
a great
learn. He'll
supporting
learn. He'll
staff,
get better.
assuming they don't
He'll
walk
get
off the
better.
field. Then we got the game I know we're both going to be watching. Jaguars at Detroit Lions.
Yeah, F the reverse psychology this week. Lions. I'm not
I
doing. The Jags are awful. They can't take their foot off the gas though. But this
I
could be.
agree.
I know it's especially okay. Two things. You winning an NFL game is hard, regardless. All right,
Absolutely.
you never know what happens. You can't take your foot off the gas for anything or anyone because games like this, Jags can eat. I don't say easily, but Jags can beat the Lions at home. There's no doubt in my mind that they could. It's just that I just have no faith.
Oh,
Especially since Mac Jones is the starting quarterback
I was
now.
just about to say Trevor Lawrence isn't even playing. It's Mac Jones this week, so I'm
Yeah.
picking the Lions as well.
Yeah, Lions by a lot. Do you think the spread is 13 and a half? I think the Lions will cover.
I think so. I mean, best case scenario, we have like a cult situation here, right?
Yeah. But you gotta play good so like Hendon Hooker plays the entire fourth quarter. Like you can't take your
I
foot
would
off the
love that.
gas. You gotta just
I
yeah,
would absolutely love
you
that.
gotta just you have to just throttle them like bad. But yeah.
I 100% agree. With that being said, we got Raiders at Dolphins next.
You go first with this one. I gotta think.
All right. Well, I'm gonna pick the Dolphins. They're playing at home at Hard Rock. Um,
Mhm.
I dude, Tua is something different right now. I know you saw
Um,
that pick where he
yeah,
took
he's
off and then
his
he went
head
to
first
tackle someone
dive
with the
into the
head
CTE.
down, bro. He might be like the first player to actually try and get CTE. Like I don't even know what he's doing sometimes. But
You just
um,
look at him like, did you learn anything? Like, did you
no,
learn
for real,
anything?
for real.
That's what
But
like I look at him. It's like, did you learn anything, bro?
yeah, I guess not, right?
This is
The
dumb.
Raiders are still the Raiders. You know, they are very dysfunctional at the moment. Give me the
They
Dolphins.
are. Yeah, I think I heard Gardner Minshew's gonna be starting. I know you like Gardner Minshew a lot,
I
but
do. Yeah.
I
He's not
like I
working
like
out.
the
I still like him.
Dolphins. Yeah, I like the Dolphins at home at two. Give me the Dolphins at home.
I like it. Following that, we got Rams at Patriots.
Oh, Rams. Even though it's a away game, you're traveling across the country. Patriots are just bad. I'll take the Rams.
I agree. I mean, the Patriots really, there's not many bright spots right now for them. But that's okay. They've had their time to shine, right? Like,
Exactly.
if they're bad the next decade, I'm totally cool with that. There's no
They can
complaint.
be bad in the next 50 years. It's fine.
Um,
They
I'm also
they're
gonna
good.
rock with the Rams here. Uh,
Yeah.
Following that, we have Browns at Saints.
Ooh, there's a lot of like good bad games this week. I'll say that. There's a
Yeah,
bunch of very good bad
all
games.
toss-ups.
I was gonna say Browns coming off a bye. I don't think they played. Yeah, they didn't play last week. The Saints coming off a win at home against the Falcons. I'm I'm gonna have to go. Who's the Saints? Oh, Derek Carr's back, right?
I think so, yeah. Or no, I think he is back, yeah.
Yeah, Browns lost there. Yeah, give me the. I'll take the Saints. I'll take the Saints.
I'm also picking the Saints here as well. I mean, offensively, just offense alone, the Saints are much better than the Browns.
Yeah, I
Um,
agree.
Nick Chubb is back for the Browns full time now. So hopefully, I'm rooting for Nick Chubb, seriously. Um,
Yeah,
wouldn't be surprised if he messed around and did something, but I'm gonna take the Saints as well.
yeah, he'll never be the same, but at least he's back.
I hope he's the same. It's hard not to like him, really
Yeah, I
is.
agree.
Following that, we have Ravens at Steelers.
This is a great game. This will be, I think, for a division leader
Yeah.
in the AFC North. So it's at Pittsburgh. I think this will be a great game, honestly. It's gonna be a
It
great
could
game.
honestly go either way, which is crazy to
I
say.
know.
The Steelers
It
have
can
found a
genuinely
groove.
go
You
either
know,
way.
I want to take it back for a moment. We did say, Justin Fields, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But they have found their stride with
Yeah.
Russell Wilson.
Russ is looking crazy. Has he
Dangerous.
lost as a Steeler? Has he lost yet?
I don't think so. I could be
As a
mistaken,
Steel as a
but
starter
um,
for the Steelers?
I could be mistaken, but I don't think he has.
I don't think he has either.
George Pickens might be the funniest wide receiver in the league. I know you saw the video of last week after the ball was picked. He just suplexed some random DB. He's
I did see
funny guy.
that.
We should have known from how
It's
he got drafted, man.
Yeah. And it's like you look at that and be like, bro, what are you doing? Like, why
No,
are you doing that? But then he goes out and catches that touchdown pass like he does, and it's like, okay, I guess you can you like he's like, okay, whatever.
he's
Like you
just
kind of just
having
gotta take the
he's just
good,
having
you
fun, man.
take the good with the bad. Just he's genuine, you gotta take the good with the bad because he's genuinely like a good wide receiver. And
Yeah,
so it's like you can't get mad when he does this
yeah.
stuff, when he does the stuff for you to help your team win on the field and score these touchdowns, make these
I'd
insane
even argue he
catches.
has flashes of Antonio Brown a little bit there, but um, the
Not
both
yet.
good and the bad.
Maybe. Yeah, sure. I'll go Ravens though.
You're
I
gonna go
think
Ravens.
the Ravens offense is just I think it's gonna be a it's like the Ravens offense is better than the Steelers offense, but I feel like the Steelers defense is better than the Ravens
I-
defense.
Not to
Especially
mention,
I don't
the
know if Kyle
Steelers actually have
Hamilton's
Patrick Queen now, former Raven.
yeah. Yeah,
Went there in the
that's true. That'll
offseason.
be a big game for him. And then I don't know if the Ravens get Kyle Hamilton back after suffering the injury against the Bengals last Thursday.
Yeah,
But I'll take the Ravens. Take the
yeah.
Ravens.
I gotcha. Yeah, I agree. I'm gonna pick the Ravens as well. It's the Ravens offense is just their three-man thing between Lamar, Zay Flowers, and Derrick Henry is truly insane, right?
It is
It
kind of crazy.
that's just not fair. I mean, I wasn't expecting Zay Flowers to be this good. I knew he'd step
Mhm.
up because he's like the wide receiver one role, everything like
Yeah.
that. He's really, really doing amazing. So I'm gonna pick the
I
Ravens.
really hope that I'm kind of using I didn't mention this before, but this I don't want the Ravens to win. I'm kind of using reverse psychology right now. So we'll see
Okay.
how that works out. I do want the Steelers to win.
I would love the
So yeah,
Steelers
my
to win, honestly.
I'm taking my reverse psychology out of the Lions today and I'm putting it on the Steelers. So I'm picking the Ravens, but I'll be rooting for the Steelers. I want the Steelers to win.
100%. I'm picking the Ravens. I think it's more of a safer pick, but I would love the
Yeah,
Steelers
me
to
too.
win.
Me too.
I know a couple people that would be happy if the Steelers win that one. But next up we got Vikings at Titans. This is
Vikings, Titans are awful.
yeah, I agree. The Vikings haven't looked that good lately, but um give me the Vikings as well.
Yeah.
Following that, we got Colts at New York Jets. This will be a fun one, yeah.
Yeah, Jets coming off of bye. Colts, I don't know. It's just Anthony Richardson just hasn't been impressing me as much as I thought he would yet.
Yeah, a little
Uh,
sophomore slump.
yeah, a sophomore slump, but even when he just took himself out the game for being tired, I was like,
That was so funny.
that's just bad. Yeah, I know.
Can't do that.
Uh, Jets coming off a bye and a win against the Texans like last week. I'll take the Jets at home. I
I
might.
did see reports saying Devontae Adams might not play. He's sick. Um, so and that raises concerns for the Jets because he lives with Aaron Rodgers. Um, I'm not entirely sure. That's hilarious to me. That's like two grown men and making millions and millions of dollars and they're roommates,
Yeah,
Like
that is
when I
crazy.
see them living together, obviously it's not like a bunk bed kind of stepbrothers situation, but I could totally see them doing that. Like,
I could think that though. That's the thing.
yeah,
We'll
no,
never know.
it's just crazy. I love it. I'm I'm gonna pick the Colts here. I think the Colts. I think Anthony Richardson will show a little bit better.
Mhm.
Um, but listen, it could really go either way. This one's not going to be
Yeah, not gonna be a fun
for
one to
nothing at the
watch.
end of the day. This game, it's
Yeah,
but with that being said, we got Falcons at Broncos. This should be a pretty good game, actually.
yeah. The Broncos are actually doing like don't look now, but the Broncos like if the season ended today, they'll be in the playoffs. Believe it or not.
That's crazy.
So they've actually been
Bo
playing
Nix
pretty
is
good.
kind
Bo
of
Nix,
figuring his thing out.
yeah, Bo Nix is playing really good actually. Um,
That's who I wanted the Giants
honestly,
to draft. I'm gonna be very honest
huh?
here. I wanted the Giants to draft Bo Nix because I knew
Mhm.
Jaden Daniels was not going to be available, but
It's cool. You're
Bo
gonna
Nix is
get
fine.
either Milrow or Shadur next year, so
I
you're
don't want
fine.
either of them.
What?
Shador, I do not want Shador. Are you serious? Bro,
Why wouldn't you?
you see what Dion wants to coach him in the NFL. You know that, right?
Zach, do you know who your quarterback is right now?
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying Jalen
I
Milroe's
would want if I was
disappointed
a Giants fan, I would want either or toss up. I don't care.
and Shador.
But I
Shador,
think
I'm gonna
both
be
of them
very
are
honest.
better.
I just think there's too much drama. I hate the drama, right? I don't like drama in sports. Hate it. It's
Yeah.
good for money, but I don't know. We'll see.
Sometimes you gotta take the drama to win, bro. I'm not gonna hold you. Because right now, Daniel Jones is not a winning
You know
quarterback.
what?
I'm taking Milrow
There
or
was
Shadur.
drama when Eli Manning came there. I mean, he said he wouldn't even go to the Chargers. Chargers drafted him anyway. But that's what Dion's essentially doing with Travis Hunter and Shador. He said we're gonna make sure these guys go to a place that we think is the best place for them.
Yeah, we'll see.
But
I'll go
yeah,
Falcons
Falcons
though.
Broncos.
I'm with Falcons.
Falcons. I agree here. Falcons,
Come off a win. They come off. They bounce back.
they're rolling, man. They really are. I know they're losing a little here and there, but at the end of the day, Kirk Cousins is a great quarterback. He's definitely top 10.
Oh
Might be
yeah.
top 7. But Broncos defense is great, but I think, between Drake London, Kyle Pitts finally getting his little groove, as well as Darnell Mooney, they're all kind of finding
Yeah.
a nice little thing. And Bijan Robinson, I didn't even
And
mention.
Bijan. Yeah. And
Um,
Bijan.
they're all figuring it out. Next, I think this
Yeah.
might be one of the games of the weeks here. There's a couple really good games down this stretch, but
Yeah.
Seahawks at 49ers.
Uh CMC's back. I'll take the 49ers.
That's, you know what?
At home.
That's fair. That's fair. I was thinking it would be a good game because the Seahawks, I know they've been struggling a little bit. Um, I think if they find their group, they're still a very talented team. I want to make that very clear. They might have the best
Oh
three
yeah.
receiver trio um, in the league, between DK, Lockett, and Jackson Smith and Jigba. That is, there's so much talent. I think they're going to end up drafting a quarterback
It's
as
not
well.
winning games though, unfortunately.
I think it comes down to Geno at the end of the day because they have a great running back in Kenneth Walker. Um,
Mhm.
I just think it comes down to can they figure it out. I'm also going to pick the
And their
49ers here.
defense.
49ers
Yeah.
all for the most part healthy now. We'll see what happens.
They have all the talent on paper, but their defense and I don't know, it's just not clicking on offense yet.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Next, this actually might be game of the week. Chiefs at Bills.
This is game of the week. This is game of the week. And I want to pick the Bills. I want the Bills to win, and I'm going to use reverse psychology again, but
I love it.
you can't, you can't, you can't. I can't pick against Mahomes. I get the NFL. It's just it's like
It's
the
insanity.
NFL. The
It's
NFL
madness.
Chiefs versus the NFL Chiefs versus the Buffalo Bills, and the NFL is not going to let the Chiefs lose. Give me, I can't give me the Chiefs, bro.
I don't care about none of that. I'm gonna make that very clear. I hate the thing. People said the refs bailed the Lions out, but the refs are on the
Oh
Chiefs'
yeah,
payroll for the season. It has been very
exactly.
clear on multiple occasions. It's ridiculous.
That's
It
the
truly
thing.
is. I think the Bills are gonna show why they're still competing. We thought they'd
I
take a
hope
step
they do.
back, but the Chiefs haven't been as healthy as we thought they'd be. And I think the Bills are. I'm going to take the Bills here.
Bills, okay. Yeah, I'm rooting for the Bills, but
That's it.
I
And then
can't
to
bet
end off
against
our Sunday
Lions.
slate, we got Bengals at Chargers.
Uh, 10 days of rest. I'll take the Bengals. Coming out 10 days of rest.
No, listen, I was going to pick the Bengals as well. I saw rumors that T. Higgins is gone after this year. They are not very happy with him right now. I'm not very
Yeah,
happy with
that's
him as a
fine.
fantasy owner. That man's been hurt and has just been, I don't even know what. He's the reason I'm about to lose in all my fantasy leagues. I drafted him in like two of the three. It's hurting. But um, I'm also going to take the Bengals, though. I think the Chargers they're a good team, but I just don't think I think the Bengals are kind of clicking right now.
Yeah, they are. And I don't think they'll ever lose a game again if Burrow throws for over 400 yards and 4 touchdowns, and three of them are to one
Burrow's looking
receiver.
like that first year Burrow again, or second year Burrow, whatever it was.
Yeah. If his team was actually winning, he'd be in the MVP race right now, but they're not, so
I saw some Twitter graphic. It was like, what if the Bengals were 6-4 instead of 4-6? He'd be in the MVP conversation right now. And then some guy made a graphic of introducing what if man. But yeah, I listen, Burrow is a great quarterback. He really is. Um, give me the Bengals as well.
Bengals, yeah.
And to end off our NFL slate here, we got Texans at Cowboys. Battle of Texas.
Uh yeah, Lions flew. I don't think it'll work again. Give me the Texans. The Cowboys are awful. They're so bad. They have no quarterback. They have the horrible, worst owner in the league, a terrible head coach. Give me the Texans.
I'm smiling because that puts a smile on my face. Truly, could not be happier for the Cowboys' failure. Jerry Jones is the reason that team sucks, and he will always be the reason that team does not come back.
I
Um,
agree.
they're kind of in a slump till he's no longer the owner. Who knows how long that'll be? But that stadium's trash, by the way. They need to put up some blinds or something. They cost CeeDee Lamb the
Curtains, bro. Need some
touchdown.
blackout blinds or something.
I know that's what It's crazy though because I was looking at it and they have like blinds they put up for like concerts and stuff there. So it's
But not for the games.
like, you see what Jerry Jones said about the stadium?
Yes.
He goes, "Let's just tear the damn thing down then." I thought that was hilarious. I'm also gonna pick the
He's
Texans here. I
dumb.
think the Lions little curse thing where the team they beat loses the next week. I think that ends.
Yeah. That
Um,
might work for the Bears. Now I think about it, because the Packers had a bye last week, so we'll see if that works for the Bears.
yeah, that's true too. I think the Texans have better chances though than the Bears. Even though I picked the
Yeah, I
Bears,
agree.
still think the Texans have better chances. So yeah, that concludes our NFL picks. All right, we're gonna talk about a little bit of college football now. Jumping in, Evan. I know you were excited about this one, so I'll let you start it off.
Now, you're not going to introduce our guests?
Oh, no, cool. It's cool. This is one of our friends
Yeah,
from
just some random guy just shows up on the
he
podcast.
just
Let's
shows
not
up.
introduce him. Let's just not
We were
introduce him.
talking to him like the whole
Seven,
time
so,
when we paused the
no,
record, like he's
excuse
not
me.
even here.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the one and only Seth Kruger right here, the GOAT, Scruger.
Yeah.
Don't forget the 17, bro.
Don't forget the
Welcome
17.
to Table Talk, Seth. How you doing, bro?
I'm good, man. I'm happy to be here. This
Yeah.
is like this is like middle school all over again. I love it.
Yeah, no, bring back the good takes, the bad takes, and all the in between, you know?
Well, that's why we got Evan here for the bad ones. But yeah,
Well, I
My
mean,
bad
listen,
takes,
the
they're
Anthony
hot takes.
Edwards
They're
one
not
is
bad
just
takes.
fine wine.
yeah.
Huh?
That's the most infamous one by far. You want to repeat that one for everybody?
Which
100%.
one?
Your Anthony Edwards take.
Oh yeah. Said Anthony Edwards was better than Ja in like 2021. And look. Thank you.
Yeah.
It's
Thank
like
you.
your only win.
Yeah, all the other ones not so
No. Shaq's a better scorer than Kobe. I
Okay,
said that
okay.
too.
I agreed with you on that one. I was
Yeah.
right there with you
You were, you were.
for that one, not the Anthony Edwards one at the time.
Walked in the Harrods class and everyone was just disagreeing with me.
I think you would had a bullet or not a bullet, a target drawn on your back in that class sometimes. They would
Yeah,
come,
whatever.
but
They didn't know they don't know ball. That's cool.
no, I guess not, right? Um, but yeah, so Seth goes to Wisconsin for those of you watching that don't know. He ended up there somehow. Not too sure. Probably drove.
Mucho.
Sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes I like it. Yeah, my bad.
Oh no, I see how it is.
No,
Because you missed me the other
we were
day.
talking
But
it up in the recording. I wouldn't before we start recording. My bad. Totally forgot.
that's okay.
It's been a
I'll
minute since
forgive
we've had a
you.
guest picker.
Has been a minute.
Has had a couple people fall through, but it's okay.
Did you treat the other ones that came on better than me at least?
The one other person,
Yeah.
yeah, basically the same, I think. Except he does live like right across the hall from me, so
Yeah, I know.
um,
It's a shame.
yeah. I'm just playing.
Not even gonna treat your actual guest any better than that, huh?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. With that being said, though, let's talk about college football playoffs. Yeah, for a second.
Let's do it. Yeah.
Yeah. So
How you like the bracket?
we're excited. So I'm gonna let you start with it.
Me?
Yeah. I think
Yes, perfect. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's take a look at the bracket real quick. A lot of changes now. Georgia's out of the bracket right now. This is probably the first time in a long time we've ever seen Georgia not be this dominant, which is kind of crazy to me. But Georgia's out of the bracket for right now. So we have just going over the bracket real quick. I'm not going to talk. Michigan State didn't play, so thank God, because
it's a win. We might have lost the
they
bye
break
week.
my heart. They break my heart every week. So whatever. Anyway. So we have Boise at Ohio State in the first round. I think Ohio State wins that nearly,
I
honestly.
agree.
100%. Seth, thoughts?
I don't know. I mean, you got Michael Myers, but against Ohio State's run defense, Ohio State's run defense has like smothered everybody they've played
Yeah,
against.
just
So that would be like
BTA.
an unstoppable force against like immovable objects. Like I don't know. I think Ohio State's offense would dominate Boise State's defense though, and that would be the deciding factor.
That's
Yeah,
completely
we'll see.
justifiable. Their NFL roster, basically.
Yeah.
I think Notre Dame would beat Tennessee in the first round. Notre Dame's been. I still to this day I think just had a bad afternoon against NIU.
That
I
was
still stand
that's
by
their
that.
only loss, right? I'm not crazy.
It's only lost. It's only lost. It's only lost.
That's
Well, isn't
Tennessee's look
Tennessee's
good though.
quarterback is hurt, man?
Wait. Oh, he's hurt.
I think so. Yeah. Didn't he get hurt? I think he hurt
Oh,
his back
Nico, he's
last.
hurt. I didn't know.
I did not see
I'm
that.
pretty sure he is. You can fact check me on that, but if that's the case, you can go Notre Dame all the way.
Yeah. Yeah. No, Tennessee travels to Athens this week to go against Georgia. I think Georgia's gonna drop a bomb on them, so we'll see. Ole Miss at Penn State will actually be a pretty good game. They're probably trying to make that another whiteout game, so I don't know how good that'll
Why
go for
wouldn't
Ole
you?
Miss.
It's just giving
Yeah,
you
why not?
at that point.
An advantage. But whoever wins that game will walk into the semifinals as they play at BYU.
That's a joke.
So
It's
Don't
actually
that's a
disrespect the best mascot in college football, all right?
Sparty's not on this
he-
list. What you talking about?
Does Sparty parachute into the stadium?
Sparty don't need a parachute through the stadium.
He
He got
just
one
jumps
arm
out of the
push-ups,
plane.
man.
He jumps out of the plane with no parachute.
Huh. Never know. We make a little run at some point in our lifetime.
Sure.
And I think Bama just dominates Indiana at home. I'm sorry. I can't be the only one who's upset that Indiana played like dog crap against Michigan. They should have
No,
dropped the bomb
they
on them.
they did underperform. It was a little upsetting. I won't lie, because
It
Yeah.
was.
I am a big fan of Indiana football this year, though. I love it.
it's crazy the turnaround they've really had. I was not expecting this in the slightest. I want to make that very clear.
I
No,
agree. I do want to point out the fact that Indiana, this is their second. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, when they play Ohio State next week, that'll be their second ranked team they play. The first one was, I think, when they beat Nebraska by 100, they were like 19. So
Yeah.
their strength of schedule really isn't that good. So that could be in part to the reason why they're 10-0 right now. Just saying. I'm not trying to crap on them. Great
That's
season.
true.
Signetti's a
Totally
great
fair
coach.
argument.
They haven't played anyone. The strength of schedule is like in the hundreds. I'm just saying.
That's at the same time, though, like Big Ten football is so super competitive. And when you're dropping like 45 points a
true.
game against these teams, like that's no mistake. Like that's not just out
Yeah.
of the like you still have to have a really good team to be able to dominate. Like even against like Maryland or something, they beat them by like 40. Like Maryland can go out and probably beat a good amount of like non-power five teams. So
What about Northwestern?
yeah.
I'm just playing, I'm just playing.
And then so you have Ohio State against Miami. Miami's defense is pretty bad in my opinion. I don't like that. But their offense
Their
is like
offense is
must-see
great.
TV. Their offense is crazy. Cam Ward, is he still leading the Heisman race for you guys, or because of that loss to Georgia Tech this past weekend?
I think he has to fall, right? I mean, after the loss.
Who takes his place?
I want to be very clear. He wasn't leading it for me prior to this
Yeah.
week. I am a huge Ashton Jonty fan. I think you put up numbers like that, it's got to be number one. But I do see the argument for Travis Hunter as well. I want to make that very clear.
I think Genty lost it a couple weeks ago, in my opinion.
Only
Well,
rushing for like what, 200 yards?
that's not
I'm
good
just
enough.
saying, like when you had like 30, not 40 carries only, you have 40, in the 20s or 30s of carries, and you're only rushing for like 100 only, but like 150 yards is a lot, a couple touchdowns. But it's like, okay, against what you rushed against Hawaii, like, bro, sorry. In my opinion, I think I wanted to see him win it. He was on pace to do it, but in my opinion, I think that's when he kind of lost it. So
Who is it for you then?
now
Right now?
He's gonna say Travis Hunter.
it probably has to be Travis Hunter around.
Completely fair.
It has to be Travis Hunter. Either it's him and Cam Ward right now. Maybe if Dylan Gabriel plays at like crazy elite levels for the rest of the season, we'll see. But yeah, it's
No,
like still Travis Hunter and Cam Ward, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Dylan Gabriel's getting swamped this weekend. Let me tell you.
You sure about that?
Dylan Gabriel might throw for 250 yards if he touchdowns. So I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I know.
You just gotta do better than
And
Michigan.
then yeah, that's true. At least you're gonna make a bowl, or at least you know you're gonna make a bowl game.
Yeah.
We still don't. Michigan State is still up in the air.
There's no
Sorry.
guarantee for us either. We're sitting at 5 wins. We got Nebraska and Minnesota, both teams. I
Well,
mean,
you'll be
You
one
can
of those
win one of
teams.
them.
you'd think so. I'm not so
We
sure.
gotta win two, right? We only have 4 wins, right?
I think you guys have 4.
And that's not happening, man. I don't think that's
Yeah.
happening. We play Illinois and then we play Purdue and then who do we end the season with? It's
We play Illinois this week, then Rutgers. Oh, I'll be at the Rutgers game for Thanksgiving.
oh yeah.
Yeah, I'll be at the
It's at
Rutgers
Spartan
game.
Stadium, right?
Yeah, it's at home. And
I
then
got
yeah, Purdue
but I
to
don't know
finish
if I'll
off the
go yet.
season.
You guys, Purdue and Rutgers are two very beatable. I mean, Wisconsin beat both of those teams by 40. So
Jeez.
hypothetically, we're no better than Michigan State. So you should be able to win those.
Give more wins. That speaks volumes, Seth.
Yeah.
And then we would go Notre Dame against Oregon at Oregon. I think Oregon wins that one.
Oregon's so hot right now. It's crazy. There's just no stopping them, I don't think.
Yeah, I agree.
They might win the Natty, I think. Like truly, unless something crazy here happens in the next few weeks, I think they're kind of destined.
I just feel like Oregon. I feel like they just need to like drop a bomb one week. Like I feel like they're doing enough just to win, but not enough to like just drop a bomb, please.
I
Just
know.
drop 40 one day. Just do it.
Just blow out Wisconsin this weekend.
That's
Just
exactly
do
what's
it. Just
going to be.
blow out Wisconsin.
Matt
Just why
Smart
not?
on TV. It's cool.
Penn State. Can we all agree will beat BYU?
Absolutely. Even Ole Miss would beat BYU. It don't matter.
Yeah, I agree. And then Bama and Texas. Who would you guys pick in that one? It'll be at Texas.
That's a good one. I think it still goes to Texas. They've looked not as good as I thought they would have this year, but they're still looking really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that was just bringing, I guess, a 4-team playoff to what Ohio State and the Oregon rematch, and then
Yeah.
Penn State and Texas.
I'm gonna be
And
honest.
then-
Three
Penn
Big
State
Ten,
has the fraud in there.
three Big Ten teams.
Yeah.
Crazy. That would be insane.
What a world we live in. We may live in.
What a world. Who thought? Who would have thought?
Oh. But listen, I think that
Yeah.
Oregon Ohio State game will be, if that happens, would be insane. I mean, I know Ohio State's still pissed about that game. Depending on how Ohio State looks over the next few weeks, that could be really that is a winnable game for them. It really is. They are
yeah.
a talented team right now, and it really just depends. I mean, I think I picked Ohio State to win when they played the first time in our picks, and it's just going to come down to the wire for that one.
Yeah,
I'm
I
taking
agree.
over in that game, though. That's going to be a high-scoring game if it happens.
You take Oregon again?
No, he
The
said the
over.
over.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
the over. My bad.
yeah.
And then I still think Texas kind of can win it all this year. I think Texas Oregon national championship game or Ohio State. I don't know. Almost gonna win that game.
Listen, okay, but who wins that then? Who wins the Nat? Is that Texas for you?
Mm-mm. Yeah, it might be Texas, bro.
Which I'm cool with. I mean, that was kind of my like preseason favorite,
Yeah,
but
especially
We'll see.
if they can rotate their quarterbacks like they have been, like just kind of at
That's
will.
deadly.
That's two like extremely talented guys that you have leading the offense.
absolutely.
Yeah, those two can start in any team in America. So,
Yeah,
all right. Well, moving on to our picks for the week. I'll say it if that's cool, and then we'll let you
We
guys
didn't.
pick.
I do want to mention we did not do too hot last week in our picks. I went 10-8. You went 9-9. Still
Oof.
500. I'm still the only one under 500 in a week, but
Really.
Still winning. Still
it's
winning
okay
both NFL and college football picks. Just saying.
for now. For now, this week's about to be a
Yeah.
crazy point.
Forever, actually. Let's go Texas at Arkansas. Who you guys got? Number 3, Texas.
Seth, you're our guest. We're gonna let you go first here.
That's a massacre in the South. I don't care where it is. Like that's Texas all day.
I
Yeah, I
agree
agree.
that it's not going to be close. I don't even think.
Wonderful. Um, Number 20, Clemson travels to Pitt against Pittsburgh, who started 7-0 and has dropped their last two. So, who do you guys look? Clemson, well, they won last. I think they beat Virginia Tech last week, but they lost to Louisville the week before. So,
Yeah,
Well, Louisville was ranked at one point in the season too, so that's not a bad loss.
they
But
still they are ranked again this week.
yeah,
oh, they
yeah,
are.
yeah.
Oh,
But I think this is Pitt's game to get back into it. I don't think that they're breaking the top 25 or anything, but in terms of getting their momentum back after the 7-0 start, Clemson's good, but I don't think they're anything crazy. No one in the ACC is really holding it down this year. That's
Yeah,
kind of just up for grabs. So I could see that as an upset.
I agree with the fact that nobody's holding it down. However, I don't agree with Pitt coming out of this game. I think it's going to be Clemson. Um, Pitt's just kind of in a funk right now, and it's hard to get out. Um, but I'm going to take Clemson. There's a train in
Clemson.
my
Yeah.
background. Comes up. I swear to God.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with Clemson. Clemson with this one too. You lost to Georgia beginning of the season, Louisville a couple weeks ago at home. Not the best losses, but I have no faith in Pitt, honestly. I feel like they were frauds when they were undefeated, and I think they're still frauds. So I'll go with Clemson this one. Let's go with Utah, in Boulder, Colorado. Utah travels to 17 Colorado to face the next New York Giants quarterback, Shadur Sanders. Seth, who do you got?
I was really high on Utah until Cam Rising got hurt, but I think the season's it's kind of over for them. I'll take Colorado.
I
Mm.
agree. I was kind of optimistic about for Utah, but I mean Colorado's really kind of picking it up here. They started pretty hot as well, but I'm gonna pick Colorado.
Yeah, Colorado honestly is crazy. They can still make the playoff, and if they win out and they beat BYU in the Big 12 championship, they'll be in the playoff. And personally, I'd much rather watch Colorado than BYU in the playoff.
I think you speak for
Um,
everybody in the world when you say that, except that go to BYU. Um,
yeah.
that
But yeah, I got Colorado too. I have no faith in Utah. Like to your point, Seth, after Cam Rising got hurt, he really just doesn't like playing football. He's like a super duper senior, bro. Like he's been in college longer than we've been in high school and college combined. It's kind of
Yeah.
crazy. But yeah, I'll take Colorado at home. Zach's team, Michigan State, travels to Champaign, Illinois, to go against the Fighting Illini, which I don't know what an Illini is, but who you guys got?
It's your school, Zach. Let's hear what you got.
I've been walking by the practice facility lately, and they've been simulating crowd noise. So, and I saw the jugs machine go off this morning, so it does work. um, but other than that, I don't really know what they're doing. I'm gonna be honest. This season's been disappointing. The recruiting class for next year is not looking too hot. Uh, I'm gonna pray, I think, but um, man, something in my gut tells me Michigan State could do something this week. I don't know why. I don't know why, but I'm gonna pick Michigan State.
This is why you went under 500 1 week.
Probably. I don't even think I picked Michigan
Dang.
State that week too.
The season's so bad they're turning you religious again.
Yeah.
I'm taking Illinois. Uh, they're hot. I mean, they dropped one, but at the same time, that Big Ten is competitive, no matter where you go. But when they're at home against one of the bottom of the barrel teams, unfortunately, Zach, uh, I think
What?
it's Illinois.
No. We have Nick Marsh. Come on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
It's
freshman.
it's I
I want to add real quick. I think he will be freshman of the year for the Big Ten. He's a stud.
He
he
is a
should
stud.
be. I think this one it just Michigan State plays a quarter of football and think they're good. Like it's so disappointing to watch, bro. 47 unanswered against Indiana a couple weeks ago. They are coming off a bye, so they should be fresh or I don't know. But yeah, Illinois is really bad too, but Michigan State is worse. No, screw it. Go green. Let's pick Michigan State. I know. I just crap talked the mess out of them, but I'll pick MSU. I can't pick Illinois.
I love it.
I refuse. It goes against everything I believe in.
Oh yeah, it goes against everything I believe too. But for the sake of my record this week, I gotta take Illinois.
For the sake of your record. Syracuse. Oh, guys, just by the way, Syracuse travels to the West Coast to face a conference foe in Cal. So who do
So
you guys
far,
have?
dude. That's
Yeah,
insane.
crazy.
Um, that's like you didn't even think of those two teams ever playing against each other. Um, but I think at Cal, Syracuse has been really volatile this season. They just I don't think that's their game to go out and win all the way on the West Coast. I think I'll take Cal.
Yeah.
I agree 100%. You know, that's a huge reason why I'm going to pick Cal to win as well. Is that is a far traveling day, right? They're going to have to travel the day before, at least, right? And
Mhm.
even so, they're going to be so jet lagged. I just don't think that's going to be as competitive of a game as we would like.
Yeah. Definitely not a favorable matchup for Syracuse. I will say they have traveled out west for a game this year when they beat UNLV earlier in the year. But I still think the odds are against them. I'll take Cal as well. I'm with you guys. Okay, I'm sorry. Penn State's beating Purdue. Next question. Purdue is absolutely awful. Um,
550 at least.
yeah, Purdue is horrible.
Free pick, baby. Free
Uh,
pick.
It's our free pick. Um, Virginia travels to South Bend to go against number 8 Notre Dame.
I
This is
don't know
gonna
why
be
we didn't go just as fast over that one like we did over Penn
you know,
State. I
yep,
think
okay,
that's
Notre Dame.
Figured.
Anyway, next question.
structured.
Boston College travels to Dallas to face SMU, who I think can make the playoff too. I like SMU and how they play. Who do you guys got in that game?
Yeah, I'm with you. I think SMU is riding hot right now.
Yeah.
I agree. I'm also going to pick SMU. I mean, we saw how Michigan State played against Boston College, and that was without some of our top players.
Yeah,
Um, that I think that speaks to itself that SMU should whoop them.
Should dominate them. Yeah, that Boston College loss for Michigan State still stings a lot too.
I was wrong.
Um, Geez, this is another shoe in. LSU travels to Gainesville to go against Florida. 22 ranked LSU. I think we all got
Into
LSU.
the next.
There
yeah.
it is.
Florida is terrible.
Need the Tigers.
Yeah. Another cross transcontinental ACC matchup between Louisville and Stanford. Louisville, to your guys' point, is ranked again, number 19. Who do you guys got in that one?
Yeah, I think this is the one that we're gonna flip the script and say that the travel isn't really gonna matter. Um, I mean, Stanford football hasn't been relevant in a long time since the days of Christian McCaffrey, if not before that.
Hit
So
Andrew Luck at one point, right?
I guess so, but even then, yeah, that's just you don't think of Stanford as a team that's going to go out and compete in the ACC like that. That's Louisville.
Yeah, I do agree.
Yeah.
Listen, I like Louisville. I've liked them the whole year. Um, I just don't think Stanford's as competitive as they once were. Give me Louisville as well.
Yeah, give me Louisville just because Stanford sucks. Next game, we have Baylor traveling to West Virginia.
I
I don't
mean,
know much about these two teams.
is anybody gonna watch that game? That's like,
Not gonna watch it.
who cares?
What kind of fan are you? Oh,
That wants to see good football, I guess. I don't know. I mean, West Virginia hasn't looked terrible this year, and their home crowd is pretty good. I mean, Baylor's become a basketball school in the past, you know, 10 or so years. So I don't
yeah.
really think they have much going in terms of football. So I'll take the home team. I'll take West Virginia.
I absolutely agree. I mean, I've really not heard Baylor being relevant in football in a while. Since the days of like RG3 in all honesty. But um West Virginia's slowly on the comeback. I think that they've looked good in some of the recent games. Um, I've not watched it, but I've seen like the stats from courtesy of ESPN, of course. But I'm also gonna take West Virginia.
I agree. Baylor has been relevant since like Michigan State was good in like 2015.
Yeah, Cotton Bowl.
So yeah, exactly in the Cotton Bowl. So I'll go West Virginia as well. All right, this is actually a good game. This will be a good game. This will get your brains thinking. Maybe Missouri travels to number 23. Missouri travels to number 21 South Carolina.
That's a good game.
Yeah.
Um, oh man, that's tough. I think South Carolina, you said they're at South Carolina.
Yep.
Yep.
They have a really good environment too there, for home games. But oh yeah, Missouri, I think they're underperforming what they could have been at the beginning of the season, but I don't think it's too late for them to kind of finish the season strong. I don't see them making the playoff or anything, but I think this could be a signature win for them at South Carolina.
Ooh, Mizzou.
Okay.
Okay.
I I don't know. It's a little toss up for me right here. I won't even lie. I really like South Carolina. Um, but Missouri's looked pretty good more consistently, I think, throughout the season. They have had some bigger losses, I'd say, but um, I'm also going to rock with Missouri this week.
Oh, okay. I guess I'm on an island this week. I like South Carolina. I love the environment that they have. I don't know like what time this game is gonna happen. If it was night game, I would say South Carolina with no doubt. But yeah, Missouri's just been underperforming. They let A&M drop like 50 on them. They've had close games with some pretty crappy teams. So I'm gonna go South Carolina for this one. We have Rutgers traveling to a College Park, Maryland, to go against the Terrapins. Who you guys got?
Ugh, that's another game where like who cares? That's two more really just bottom Big Ten teams, but
Yeah,
Uh,
I think Rutgers is significantly worse than Maryland. I'll take Maryland.
okay. Um,
Zach.
I disagree. I'm going to take Rutgers. I really like Rutgers running back. They always have like a really angry kind of style running back. Um, and I think that
Pacheco.
yeah, I look great example. That man runs like a madman. Um, but I'm gonna pick Rutgers here.
If you guys, I don't know if you guys watched the Oregon game when they played against Maryland last week, but they were actually kind of like moving the ball, or Maryland was moving the ball against Oregon in that type of environment, which I thought was kind of interesting. Maryland obviously did lose to Michigan State, which means they're not good really. But I'm gonna take Maryland at home. I think they bounce back, get a nice easy home win against a pretty sorry Rutgers team. So I'm gonna go Maryland right along with you, Seth. We have Arizona State going against Kansas State. I do like to say Arizona State actually is like only like two or three losses this year. They've actually not been doing too bad at all.
Yeah.
They're actually third in the Big 12 race right now, even though they're not ranked. They are third in the Big 12. So they go against a number 16 ranked Kansas State team. Who you guys got?
I mean, Kansas State, they just did they win last week? They were in a really close game, I remember.
I think
I
so.
can't remember if they pulled it out, but I think that really shook them. Um, and like you said, Arizona State actually hasn't been that bad, all things considered. I'll take the upset in this one too.
So
Arizona State.
I hate you because I was gonna do the same exact thing. Um,
You can
I'm
still
also
do
gonna
it.
take I'm gonna take Arizona State as well. Kansas State did lose to Houston.
That's
Um,
That's what it was.
They've
Yeah,
had some
they
pretty
just
close
look
games, except
serious.
for West Virginia. They blew them out. I think Arizona State, their coach is kind of similar to like a motivator kind of role, and it's inspiring the players to do more. Um, I'm going to take Arizona State as well.
I'm with both you guys. Good picks. I like Arizona State. Kansas State is just I don't know. Arizona State's just on a roll right now. Sometimes you just got to get the ball rolling and just ride it all the way. So I'm gonna go Arizona State here as well. Clean sweep.
I like it.
Okay. Just let's skip this one. Oregon's gonna beat Wisconsin. Uh,
You don't want to talk about that one?
you
No,
know
I
what I'm
mean,
saying? Sorry. Seth. Zach, I know who we're picking. Seth, you might. I mean, I see the logo underneath your TV over there, so you might have
no,
different opinions.
don't let that sway what you think I'm gonna pick. Oregon's gonna come in here and absolutely dog walk us. Our secondary was supposed to be better this year. We were supposed to have a really good corner. We have good linebackers, um, but that's just no match for Dylan Gabriel and his wide receivers. I mean, their wide receiver three could easily go up against our best defensive back and absolutely just take him to town. And on offense, I mean, Braden Locke is guaranteed. His last name is Lock for locked in to throw a pick every game. So that's going to be turnovers all game. The running backs have been fumbling the ball lately too. There's not a lot of offensive momentum ever since the Penn State game after they were rolling on offense. They beat Rutgers, Purdue, Northwestern all by 30, 40 points. But once they start running into those good teams, there's no hope for really moving the ball, getting points on the board, if I'm being honest.
That's completely justifiable. I do want to know if you think they're going to cover. The spread is 14.
Oregon's gonna Oregon's gonna
I
cover
feel like
that
that's a
game.
little low. I feel like it
That's
should.
way too low. I mean, I get it's a home night game. It's sold
Yeah.
out at Brandel, but it's gonna be empty by the third quarter anyway.
Oh, that's
When Oregon's up by more than 14 and a half. So
yeah, absolutely.
I agree with everything Seth said. Um, here's the
I love
game
my
of the week
school.
now.
Don't get it twisted. I love my school.
Here's the game of the week.
That's
Tennessee, number 7 Tennessee travels to Athens, Georgia to face off number 12, the Bulldogs. Who do you guys got in this game?
You go first, Seth. You're the guest.
I'll go first.
Go
Georgia.
first then.
Georgia by Georgia by a bunch. Georgia by a bunch. I think they come back, they drop a bomb. Horrible loss against Ole Miss last week. The embarrassing loss against Ole Miss last week, in my opinion. I think, Tennessee, they're good. They've had a couple good games. Obviously, they lost. They didn't have one loss in the season. I think that was to Oklahoma earlier in the year. I think Georgia bounces back. Carson Beck is really bad though, and if he knows it's good for him, he'll stay another year in college football. But I'll take Georgia in this game.
That's that's fair.
In the
So
environment. At
you want
night,
next? You want me to go?
you know how hard it is to play at Georgia at night? That's crazy. Georgia.
Yeah, I agree. Also, like we were talking about maybe before we started recording, um, Nico, the Tennessee quarterback, is questionable to play in that game too. So if he's not 100%, they need him to be 100% to stand a chance in that night game Georgia environment. So I'll take the Bulldogs.
I want to make it very clear. I hope my pick is wrong. I'm going to pick Georgia, but
I agree.
I
I hope.
like Tennessee more. I mean, it's hard to like Georgia. Any team that goes on a little run, winning a couple natties, winning anything for any sport, it's kind of hard to like them after the second time, right? Even going into it, I kind of didn't even like Georgia, but I'm gonna take Georgia here.
Georgia. Okay. Georgia's sweep. The Cincinnati, was it the Wildcats or something?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, they traveled to Ames, Iowa, to go against Iowa State, who started the season 7-0. I think they've dropped like two of the last three or the last two. But who you guys got in that game?
I'll take the home team. Um, I don't know if Iowa State's still ranked or not, but I think they deserve to be one of those like fringe 23, 24, barely unranked teams. I think they're really not that bad. And Cincinnati really the past few years after their college football playoff appearance, they really haven't been
Downhill.
yeah, they haven't been really even close to replicating that type of season or that type of team. So I'll take the home team.
absolutely. I've not really heard anything much on Cincinnati this year, to be in all honest. to hear. But I'm also gonna pick Iowa State. You know, I think they are still a good team. I agree. You nailed it right on the coffin there. I think they should still be like one of those 20-ish ranked teams. Um, and I think they will be by the end of the season. So
Yeah, give me Iowa State because Cincinnati's really bad. Um, and then last pick, we have Kansas traveling to number 7, BYU. I'll say this. BYU is only a three or 3.5 point favorite at home against an unranked Kansas team who I don't even think is in like the top half of the Big 12 right now. So
that's
who you guys have in that?
Don't forget Kansas was ranked both last year and I think this year too. They were ranked for a majority of that season, at least last year. They were rolling a little bit, but I don't think the momentum is carried over at all. I think BYU is really hot still, um, and I think they have their sights set on the playoff. I don't think they're gonna let the Jayhawks at home stop them.
All right, we
that's
got
that's completely justifiable. I think BYU's like a fake. I think they're phonies here. I really do. Um, I know Kansas isn't very good this year. And I know there were jokes where I could have walked onto their football team at one point in time. Um,
You have the scarf still, right?
I do still have the scarf. It's sitting in my
oh,
back at home. I
oh my gosh.
might bust it out
Forgot.
come March, but so that hey, they won the Natty that year too. That which is the
That's
crazier
true.
thing. Um, but listen, I don't think BYU. It's hard to rank these teams that high in my opinion because they really don't have that tough of a schedule. It's just not as competitive of football as say the Big Ten or the SEC or something like that. And for BYU to be ranked 7 is insane to me. I get they've had a good year, but when you have a good year against bad teams, I don't think that matters as much as having an okay year against insane teams, you know. So I'm gonna pick Kansas here actually. 3.5 is crazy to me. I didn't expect it to be that low.
Yeah, it's low. I agree with you completely, Zach. BYU, they should have lost last week to Utah, in my opinion. They got bailed out at their own 1 yard line on a 4th and 10, a holding call in the defense. They were able to march it kind of down the field and either score the game-winning touchdown or field goal. I have no faith in BYU. They're horrible to watch. All their players old as dirt. They would get bounced by any team in the country, honestly, any good team in the country.
Absolutely. I
So
actually think
I'll
it's
take
funny.
Kansas.
I actually think it's funny. BYU starting quarterback's Jewish. At a Mormon school, their starting quarterback's Jewish. But
They do anything to
Yeah.
win.
yeah, I guess so. Um,
That concludes our picks.
that does. Um, moving on
A
though,
lot of variety.
we did it. We had a nice slate there. I mean, some of the matchups were kind of obvious. Put them in because they're ranked, you know. But
Yeah,
then there's some great games like the Tennessee Georgia game. I think that'll be amazing. Um,
that'd be a great game.
but moving on, we do have a couple start bench cuts. Um, Evan, you want the first one or the second one? I'll let you pick.
Let's do the second one.
You want the second one? Okay. I'm gonna be a
Yeah.
little biased for the second one in all honesty, but
I'll
so
be biased the first one.
um I did send you, I think Seth, I think I did send you the graphics so you have them so you can follow along with us. And we'll get them to you guys on social media as well. But the first one is start bench cut. Buda Baker, who is a candidate for Defensive Player of the Year this year, actually. Jalen Petrie, the stud safety from the Texans, and our Lions' very own Brian Branch.
Seth.
I'm gonna let you go first, Seth. Yeah.
Ah, it's tough. It's crazy to think that Buda Baker is leading that or in the race because you really don't even hear that much about him this year.
No.
Especially the Cardinals. I mean, when you think of the Cardinals, at least this season, you think more of their offense, with Marv and Kyler, um,
And James
and
Conner.
James Conner, sure, and their tight end as well has been doing pretty decent. You really don't think of the Cardinals defense as enforcers or anything like that. Um, on the other side too, though, Jalen Petrie, like on the Sunday night football game against the Lions, they were using words like dominant and like best in the game. Like he really has been locked down. I mean, he's in the backfield with Stingley Jr. and he's outperforming him. He's the best defensive player on that team, and that's hard to beat. So I think I'm going to start Jalen Petrie, um, Brian Branch as well. I mean, obviously the bias as a Lions fan too. You got to love Brian Branch. But with that being said, there's the Lions secondary is still the weakness of the team. I think you could consider the pass rush a little bit too, but that's only because Hutchinson got injured and we haven't seen Zadarius Smith play yet. Um, but Brian Branch, I mean, he makes some mistakes. He gets ejected for targeting against the Packers.
That was a BS ejection.
It was, but at the same time, it was not a smart hit and
Don't
it was
matter.
unnecessary.
Don't matter.
Um, I would just take the maturity of Buda Baker over him, so I'm gonna have to cut
Wow.
Brian Branch.
Okay. This is that like lunch table dynamic right here because I don't
Yeah,
agree
this is
at all
You
with
saw
it.
Evan's face when I said that,
I
yeah.
did see Evan's
go
face.
go Zach go Zach go Zach go
Yeah,
Zach.
I'll go first. So
Go first.
I disagree completely. I don't think I have a single person in the same spot as you. I'm cutting Jalen Petrie. Okay, I'm gonna be flat out. He's a great player. I really think he is. He is outperforming Stingley, but Buda Baker has been on top of it this year. He really has. If you look at the numbers, he's I think second in tackles in the league or something crazy like that. He's killing it right now. But I think he's also second in defensive player of the year voting. So I'm gonna start Buda Baker. I really don't think there's many players better than him right now. With that being said, I'm gonna bench Brian Branch. The effect he has on the Lions defense when he is out there, I know it's a lockdown team, right? And his ability to just roam, his presence over the entire field is insane. And Petrie played a little more towards like the linebacker spot here this past week. He had his running back pressure was insane, as well as quarterback pressure. But I'm gonna bench Brian Branch and cut Jalen Petrie.
Yeah, both you guys are just crazy. Brian Branch is starting. All right. I don't care if that's biased or not. It is maybe a little bit of bias, but when I watch him play football and the things I see him do, he covers like a corner. He's not the biggest of guys. I hope we can all agree. His wingspan's not that long. He's not extremely tall. Maybe not your typical, stereotypical corner type build. Obviously, he plays a safety, but he covers like a corner. He can run, he comes up to the ball, on defenders and running backs. He makes tackles like a linebacker. He's just a ball hawk. He flies over on the field. He's smart, he's fast, he's physical. And when he's on the field, I think he's playing at an all-pro level, even maybe like a Pro Bowl level right now for Brian Branch. And that's with having the another safety in Kirby Joseph, who has the same. They're tied for the second, most picks behind Xavier McKinney in the league this year. I'm gonna have to go Brian Branch starting. He's playing at a level. I think he kind of introduced himself to the obviously as Detroit fans, we knew that he was a stud all along. But I think he kind of introduced himself to the NFL and to the country this past weekend against the Texans, especially in the second half, made a huge impact. Obviously he didn't get any picks. I think that kind of goes over people's heads that he still made a crazy impact in the run game, pass deflections. People just look at him and like, oh, that's the guy with the green mouth guard on top of his helmet. No, bro, he's a dog. He's a stud. I mean, Brian Branch starting. I don't know too much about Petrie. I did hear, to your point, Seth, they were talking about him as a like the greatest safety of all time on Sunday Night Football against the Lions. And I definitely saw him make some plays. I'm going to go Buda Baker, bench Buda Baker, and I am going to cut Jalen Petrie. So we all had different ones for that
Yeah,
one.
we all mixed it up completely there. I like it.
That's cool. We have an all-time start bench cut now. We're going to go with, I know Zach's going to pick, but Drew Brees, Ben Roethlisberger, and Eli Manning. Who do you guys have? Seth, you go first.
This one's so hard. That's like
That's
three
all
guys.
I'm saying. That's
I
a
cooked
good
it.
one.
I cooked it up. Okay. I was
cooked this
sitting
one.
there.
This
I'm
is a
like
good
thinking when I'm making like the graphics for everything this week. I'm like, you know what? Let's take a minute from the current players. We're still gonna have a current player one, as you guys saw, but I'm like, what's a tough, like really well-rounded battle we could do? And I saw some
Yeah.
video of Drew Brees on TikTok actually. I was like, okay, I'm gonna do Drew Brees, Eli Manning and Drew Brees. Obviously, they were very competitive. I was thinking about one more guy, and I had to put Big Ben in, you know?
Yeah. There's three
100%.
guys that you can't disrespect by
Oh, all
putting
Hall of
them anywhere
Famers.
other than start. But um, Drew Brees in New Orleans was just a different animal. Um, I mean, you think of the team that won the Super Bowl, he was like by far the headline of that team. Um, I mean, I can't really name, you know, a lot of the other players on that team, like the guys he was throwing to, that was really all because of Drew Brees' talent. He didn't have a Calvin Johnson or, you know, any other sort of like all-time headline receiver. And although he did go to Purdue, um, which I really don't like, but I think I'd have to. I'm gonna put Drew Brees on my bench. Um, I think he's too good just to let go like that. Um,
Yeah.
between Roethlisberger and Eli Manning, Big Ben had a lot of weapons around him. I mean, Antonio Brown, obviously, like one of the main ones. Just some of the other guys that really made those Steelers teams more dominant compared to Eli Manning. They also had some of those top guys, especially on defense for the Giants. But I think Eli Manning, his leadership for those teams, um, and the way he was able to take down Tom Brady, things like that, that just nobody else was really able to do. Um, I'm gonna have to. Zach's gonna be so happy about this, but I think I'm gonna start Eli Manning. I'm gonna have to cut Big Ben just for the sake of the caliber of the other two guys.
Not to mention they had no sexual assault charges. No means no.
I wasn't gonna say that part, but I mean,
Hey,
there
listen, you
might
got
be
to
a
talk about
character
it because
issue.
that affects his
You got to
legacy.
bring up
There
everything. You
might
got to
be a
bring up everything.
character issue there.
Oh,
Yeah,
it says who he is as a person, I guess.
yeah.
Probably not now, but at the time, that was pretty big. Um,
Big Ben.
that's a great, great list, Seth. Honestly, I have the exact same list. You know, Eli Manning is amazing. He's going to be in the first ballot Hall of Famer this upcoming season, um, which will be huge. You know, joining his brother Peyton, and then it's hard. You know, I mean, he's not always had the offensive talent as some of these other guys. I'm not dismissing what he has had. You know, Victor Cruz, one of my personal favorites, was a sneaky, insane weapon for him all these years. I mean, I don't even need to mention any of the other guys because I mean, they got the helmet catch, they got OBJ with the one. Come on, like it they've had some insane talent on offense, and I mean, he his ability to lead and let alone such a big market is hard, right? You look at these guys in the big markets and sometimes they don't last because it's draining. He took
Well,
the
they
city of
do
New
last,
York
and they
and
get
New
paid
York
way too
loved him.
much.
It's huge. What'd you say?
I said, oh, they do last, and they get paid way too much, like Daniel Jones. Anyway,
Okay, yeah, that guy did not.
Yeah,
He
there it
should
is.
not. I remember when he got that contract. I did not think he should have gotten that contract. I want to make that very clear. I did not think he was worth a dime, even though he's Danny Dimes. Those dimes are turning into I don't even know Canadian currency or something. But yeah. With that being said, I got to bench Drew Brees. Drew Brees was actually insane. Like in all honesty, I did think about starting Drew Brees. He was a different animal. His leadership ability was actually crazy. You know, when you think if you needed one Saints player all time, you're getting the name Drew Brees. It's not like that with the Giants, you know, because it's just different. But I'm gonna bench Drew Brees and then I'm gonna cut Ben Roethlisberger. I mean, all these guys, if you think about it, were really kind of pocket passers, field general kind of quarterbacks. None of them really the mobile kind of quarterback we're seeing in today's game. But I think Ben Roethlisberger, his arm was insane, first of all, but I just don't think he had the same leadership ability as Drew and Eli. So I'm going to cut him.
All right, let's see what I want to pick. I guess I'm coming into this looking at if I had like to build a team, a super team, and these are my three quarterback options. Who would I want? I like so Zach and I were talking about it in the NFL segment earlier. the best teams, they obviously the best teams, they win Super Bowls and stuff, but the best teams, they have a good team also combined with a little bit of luck. And I think I'll start with Ben Roethlisberger. First of all, two-time Super Bowl champion. I think Drew is the only one who's a one-time Super Bowl champion. Ben Roethlisberger, two-time Super Bowl champion. So same with Eli. Um, he was surrounded by just terror squads on defense. Like Roethlisberger had those Steelers defenses. You have James Harrison, Palomalu, like they were like scary. They like implement those teams. Those Steelers defenses implemented the like the safety player initiative in the NFL that we see today. They were absolutely just like killing people and hurting them. And it was unfair, honestly, to watch. I'm not trying to take anything away from Ben Roethlisberger. Obviously, he's still, he's the leader of the offense, and all that. But I think he had out of these three, he had probably the best supporting cast, in my opinion. Um, so I still think he's a dog of a quarterback. You don't win two Super Bowls and six-time Pro Bowler by accident. But I think I'm gonna have to. He's either gonna get benched or cut, and I'm just trying to think. It's like, would I rather have Eli or Ben as my quarterback? I think I might have to. I think I might have to bench Ben Roethlisberger. I'm not gonna lie. I think I'm gonna bench Big Ben, and it comes down to between Eli and Drew Brees. And Drew Brees is just he was such a dominant player and on a team where he didn't have as dominant teammates. Obviously, like I said, one-time Super Bowl champion, but Pro Bowler 13 times, an All Pro. I feel like he leads out of all these players, he leads them in yards passed, completion percentage, touchdown passes, and like I said, again with the least amount of supporting cast. Do you guys know how long he played? Like Breeze played compared to Roethlisberger and Eli? Like were they all like over 10 years, maybe at
I
least,
think,
right?
I think Ben Roethlisberger and Eli Manning played. I know Eli played more than Ben. I think Ben played less than Drew though, because Eli and Ben were in the same draft class.
Oh, okay. So if I had to pick between Eli and Drew just to be the leader of my team, like I said, I'm building a super team and these are the quarterbacks that I'm working with. I'm gonna have to start Drew Brees. I'm gonna cut Eli Manning. So yeah, I'm starting Brees, benching Big Ben. I'm gonna cut Eli. Sorry, Zach.
I'm just looking right now. It says Eli was. We're gonna get to that in a second, by the way. I don't want to dismiss that. That's crazy. Um, Eli played for 16 years. Drew Brees actually played for 20, and then
Uh, gotcha.
Ben Roethlisberger was 18. What?
Yeah,
Dang,
he outlasted Eli.
I didn't think he outlasted Eli. I didn't realize it'd been that long, but that does make sense, now thinking about it. Geez. I when you brought up luck, right, as a huge factor. I don't think any of these guys had more luck than Eli. It
There
it's
it
just
is.
tough to beat. I don't know. That's all I'm gonna say on that.
That's why Eli's benched.
Yeah, I feel like that
He
backs up
should
Evan's
cut.
point.
Thanks for proving my point, Zach.
Yeah, I
He
think
should
that
cut.
that proves Evan's point.
Aren't you cutting Eli?
Yeah.
Oh, you said benched.
No, I said bench Ben. I said bench Ben.
Um, that's fine. Whatever. Moving on to the last little segment here is a who has more graphic. Um, so this one's kickoff return yards after week 10. So right now in the NFL, who do you guys think has more kickoff return yards? This is a new one, it's not a common stat everybody thinks about, but definitely can change the outcome of any situation. So I wanted to get your guys' thoughts on this. The three options are Austin Eckler, Laviska Shenault Jr., and Cavante Turpin.
I think it's Turpin. That's my
Yeah, it's
guess.
got to be Turpin. I feel like it has to be Turpin. I don't
Yeah,
see. I feel like he's like the really only true like kickoff returner of those three. So I'm gonna say Turpin, and I feel like that's the only time the Cowboys can actually move the ball down the field. So
yeah, yeah. These
I'll go
days, yes.
Turpin.
That's totally fair. And then who's your second place?
Ooh,
I'm gonna take Chenault second
Yeah, I think I'm
place.
gonna take Chanel too. I don't know. I've never heard of Eckler returning kicks.
Me neither. Yeah.
Well, he does. He's actually third on the list. Um,
Okay.
no,
Nice.
but Austin Eckler has 434 return yards on the year. Um, Laviska Shenault is second. But fun fact, he does have a kickoff return touchdown, which is pretty cool. Not
Oh,
everybody
I do remember that.
have
Yeah.
that. And Kavontae Turpin's actually second in the league with total yards at 527, and he also has an insanely high average, being 35.1 yards per return.
Like you
So
said, it's the only way the Cowboys move the ball these days. Yeah.
it really is. The
Yes.
Cowboys are not looking like they used to, and I'm totally okay with that.
They suck. Cowboys are always
Who's
gonna suck.
the leader in the league for kickoff return?
It was. I just closed it. Hold on. It was.
Not
I
Khalif Raymond.
think you're never gonna believe it. It is. I don't even know this guy. In all honesty, a Panthers player. If the website will load.
Panthers player.
It is a Panthers player. Can't find him right now. It just went like silent on me. Hold on. Reload one more time. There we go. His name's Raheem Blackshear, and he's the
Oh,
Panthers return guy. He averages 25.2 yards though, and has had 27 total returns for 679 yards.
oh, so he's in the lead by a lot then.
Yeah, he's in the lead by over 100. So,
Wow.
but he also has significantly more returns than like Turpin or someone like that. So. That wraps it up from us, though, I think. Anybody else got anything? Want to get off their chest here? No. We do appreciate you guys watching this whole video. Huge shout out for Seth joining the episode today. Do
Thank you,
appreciate
Seth.
it. Taking time out of
Thanks
your
for
very
having
busy
me.
day. And with that being said, we will see you guys in the next one. This wraps up our 10th episode. 10. That's crazy.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Hey, you know what they say? Consistency is the best consistency, man. And once a week is all we need, right? So.
Yeah.
With that being said, we'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks again for watching.
Peace.